All right, so we're back. Part 2 of this. We're going to talk about the rear end.
Yeah. All right, so the rear end is out of early to mid 70s Bronco, and it's the big axle Ford 9-inch rear end. So the axles are real big. It has a big pattern in the back. This right here. Mm-hmm. It was narrowed and chrome plated.
I wonder. You don't know what is narrowed. It's narrowed enough to clear the skirts.
Yeah, it was narrowed enough to clear the
Now
skirts.
I know the stock rear is 60 inches wide.
This is about 58.
58 would be 1 inch on each side. Is usually pretty common to clear the skirts.
58, and that's from mounting plate to mounting plate. So from drum to drum, it should be 58 inches.
Yeah.
And that way, nothing will hit three-wheeling or going up and down. The tire, the wheel will clear the skirt just fine.
And a quick way to tell if the rear end has been narrowed is the distance between the shock mount and the backing plate.
Right.
That's a tight fit on the stock rear end. It's about 2 inches wide.
Yeah.
So that's a good way. That's a quick way to tell if the rear end's been narrowed.
Yeah. So this is a Ford 9, and I'm running a 6-speed transmission with 13s. So 155/80 13s on a 6-speed. What was recommended to me as a good highway cruising gear is a 330 gear.
Okay.
So this has a 330 gear, 13s, and a 6-speed. That right there is a perfect combination for that gear.
So where'd you get the rear end from?
I got the rear end from Walt at Street Toys in Mississippi.
In Mississippi. Okay. I've spent money with Walt before.
And then the Y-bone, I got it from Pitbull, which is around the same vicinity as Walt.
Yeah.
And I got that already chrome plated.
Too easy.
Yeah, that was chrome plated. Yeah, too easy.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then so the drive shaft. So the rear end, 4 9-inch drum brakes,
drums,
narrowed.
11-inch drums.
11-inch drums, narrowed. You got this Y-bone, wishbone, whatever you want to call it, and extended shock mounts.
And extended shocks. These things
and extended shocks.
Almost double,
okay,
from what they are right now. Oh, and the back cylinders are 12-inch competition.
Triple seal.
Triple seals.
Okay,
yeah.
that's pretty.
And 3/8 pipe, 3/8 fitting.
Okay, and then drive shaft had to be custom made, I assume.
The drive shaft is custom made. I forgot the name of the company. They're at Bakersfield, California. It's a 2-piece. It has a big carrier bearing, slip yoke, and the way I had to order this was I had to give them 3 measurements. So I had to measure from the carrier bearing to right here. Which is right in the middle. Yeah, it's about right dead center. It's about right here. So you got to get a measurement from the carrier bearing to right here where it bolts up in 3 different positions.
Yeah.
Right now it's all the way dumped or all the way low. You got to get that measurement. And then you got to get a measurement for the right height. And then the last third measurement is for the car locked up.
Extended. Yeah.
And it is 3 different measurements. And that's what they need to build you a custom drive shaft.
So you didn't want to do a slip yoke?
This has a slip yoke.
Oh, it's tucked under.
Yes, it's on the bottom. Yeah.
Okay, even better.
Yeah, you can't see it.
You can't see it. Usually it falls around here.
Yeah.
I can't get in there. Nice. Okay, I didn't know it had one.
Yeah.
All right. So then, so the frame's done. Brake line and gas lines. It looks like you made your own.
Yeah, I bent my own gas lines. Here's the one that goes to the back, and I ran it inside the frame.
Inside the frame. Okay.
Inside the frame, inside this tunnel here, and it goes back out of there, and it's popping up on top to the brake booster.
Oh, brake line. Okay, we didn't say gas line. So the gas lines those are for gas lines.
These are right here are for gas lines.
Got you. So this left side is brake line, straight to the booster, and then the passenger side is gas line. Okay. So we covered front rear suspension, molding, powder coat, drive shaft, gears, motor.
Okay, so the motor, some people still get confused between the LT and the LS. So the LT is the latest model small block Chevrolet, and it started making it in, I believe, 2014 in the Corvettes. So this is a LT engine, it's not an LS engine.
Okay.
And to make this thing fit, I had to pretty much re-drill. I don't know if you can get in here. I sat it, well, okay, let me rewind a little bit. So Holley makes an oil pan for this. So I got the Holley oil pan for the LT. And then Dirty Dingo is the brand who makes the engine mounts. and these are slider engine mounts, so I can slide this engine forward and back. It's where it needs to be now. And stock 350 small block Chevy energy suspension mounts work right on here. And these are not in the stock position. They are stock mounts,
Yes.
but they're not in the stock position. I had to bring these out just a little bit to sit the engine where it needed to be.
Wider.
Yes, wider.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so before I already knew that before I powder coated the frame, because I fitted this thing before I did that. So I welded in the stock holes.
Welded up. Yeah.
I welded them in, molded them, and then I re-drilled these holes.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I was able to get access through the bottom to put these bolts.
Yeah, through the spring pocket.
Right. And then that's for the front. So you got a Holly oil pan and Dirty Dingo sliders. And then for the transmission, I got this from Bowtie Overdrive, and they don't sell it in chrome. I chrome plated it.
Okay. So you got stock frame mounts, but the actual transmission mount is recessed towards the rear.
Yeah, it's towards the back. It goes like a U.
Yeah.
The stock would have been pretty much straight.
Which you can do. You just have to move the mounts. You can make your own mount. You'd have to move those back.
Yeah, you would have to chop these off and then move them back if you wanted to. If you wanted to keep the stock
Transmission mount.
the transmission mount.
Which I don't see a point, but okay.
Yeah.
So, and this is transmission is a what?
The transmission is a 6L80, and it's a 6-speed. And if you can see there, I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of paint missing right here. Right there. That's where this transmission hits
The floor pan.
with the floor plan with the stock tunnel.
Very minimal.
Very, very minimal. So
But that bothered you enough to cut the floor pan up.
because of the hydraulics and the bouncing, I knew this thing was going to be pushing on the floorboard, and you know, it would have either been squeaking or it
wasn't right.
Yeah.
Wasn't right.
It would have been half-assed. So I had to raise the board up maybe an inch.
Okay. So the accessory drive.
The accessory drive is also made by Dirty Dingoes, and for those that are familiar with the LT engines, everything is offset on an LT engine. The water pump is over here. It's just kind of offset. So they sell a kit to center everything. And this is a Gen 4, so this is an actual LS water pump, a Gen 4 Corvette water pump, Corvette, Camaro, whatever, F-body, same stuff. And these brackets, they make brackets that we can't see, but they're behind the pump to bolt on to the block and to be able to bolt on the Gen 4 water pump. That helps put the water pump dead center.
Like a 350.
Exactly.
Or 283 or small block.
Or an LS.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then this is a crank position sensor, this wire right here, behind the water pump, and it comes with instructions with the kit. You have to turn that and then cut a few things to be able to put this in a center location. It's not hard at all.
Yeah.
It's not hard. And then they sell this kit here. It's the same company, Dirty Dingo, sells this accessory drive for the LT engine.
So what are your plans? Are you going to do anything to these front accessory drive brackets?
I'll more likely paint them.
Paint them red?
And I have billet pulleys for these.
Okay.
Yeah, the billet pulleys pretty much match this.
Similar like that, and that's for your vintage air.
That is for my vintage air. That is a 508 Sandin air compressor.
Okay.
And they sell this kit for different air compressors, AC compressors. If you want to run the pancake style, they have a few different options. But I went with the Sandin.
And that came already polished. That's polished or
This
chrome?
is chrome.
Chrome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it came chrome.
Came chrome.
Yeah, I forgot how much.
So man, this is
Yeah.
this is not only a ton of work, but it's a truckload of money.
Yeah, and if you look at the brake lines in the front, okay, so I got steel braided brake lines. I drilled and tapped the frame. I put a chrome bolt and I put a bracket, and I put this C-clip to hold the brake line. These are 16-inch steel braided hoses, and I had to do a lot of guesswork for that. I actually had to buy lines and return lines.
They're too short,
They're
too long.
too short, too long, and you know, I had to figure this out on my own. And
Because-
what you want to do for this to make sure they're correct, you jack up the car from the front, bolt them on, and then turn your wheels left and right.
Yeah, you need full motion.
Full motion, yeah, and locked up and dumped. And my brake lines You can probably see them through there. I ran them on
the inside of the
cross member, and I bent them on myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
So man, this is so then you have the CPP 500.
CPP 500 gearbox. Yeah, that thing is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's what I got on my
people swear
Ford.
by it.
I've run it twice. I mean, you can't complain.
Yeah.
It bolts on. It doesn't need a bracket. You know, the 605 conversions need a bracket to make it work, but that bolts right to the frame. You do have to wallow out the holes, the stock holes on the frame to make that 500 gearbox hit.
Yes. Yeah.
So man, this is
CPP tie rod adjusters.
Yep.
These are aluminum, and I got them chrome plated. And I'll get to that soon enough whenever we start bolting things together.
Yeah.
Luckily, Energy suspensions make a lot of red stuff. So,
good matches.
Yeah, I got red bushings pretty much throughout. These are covers to cover the ball joint. Even the
Bump stops.
The bump stops are red. So
You got stock trailing arms on the rear?
On the rear, yeah, stock trailing arms. They're boxed in. They got the power balls.
2-ton coil in the back.
I have 3.5.
3.5 in the front.
3.5 in the front, and 2.5 pre-cuts in the back. The front, I cut off one coil in the front.
Okay.
So we'll see how that does. If I have to swap them out, I will.
So you got the battery rack posts.
Yeah, the uprights.
Uprights.
Yep. And I couldn't go without molding those, even though you're never gonna see them.
Yeah, I see that. It looks good though.
Yeah, I molded them in. I forgot the measurement on these. I think they're 4.5.
So you're gonna run 10 batteries.
10 batteries across the back, and that's the reason I put these towards the back, because all the weight of the batteries are gonna be right here. If you decide to run 4 on each side, 3 on each side,
just space them out a little
this front upright would be about right here.
Yeah. You can get away with it here.
You can.
It looks cosmetically better up here.
Yeah, and it distributes the weight a lot better if you're running your batteries on the side.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna run everything in the back, so that's where all the weight is, and all this has been fitted.
Yeah, you've test fitted everything on the frame.
More than once.
So if you had to put a dollar amount on what you got in this thing, you don't want to do that?
No. No.
Okay, an hour amount.
Oh man. Jeez, I wouldn't know.
Oh, we forgot about the wheels.
Oh, the wheels, I got them from Superior Wire Wheel out of San Jose, California. And they're 72 spoke cross lace with powder coated spokes.
Yep.
Powder coated ring, and then the 3-bar sweeps.
Super sweeps.
Super sweeps with the matching
Sure.
chips and rings. And
the tires.
The tires are not going to be there very long.
They leave something to be desired for sure. That's made in China.
Yeah. I mean,
Travel Stars. I know everybody who follows Lowriders. Brown Walls, Mile Stars, Travel Stars.
Yeah.
It's a shame that it's come to that.
Yeah. So the plan for those is, clean them up until I wear them out, which is not going to take long.
Yeah.
And maybe run some focus or something.
Okay. So, man, I wanted to get this information.
Yeah, it's a lot of information, and if y'all feel like you have any other questions, just hit us up. And
because a lot of so what's noteworthy is that you built this.
Yeah.
You built this yourself.
Yeah, in my garage.
In your 2-car garage at your house. A lot of folks will go drop this off at so and so, and I'm not knocking that.
No.
There's an ask for every seat.
Right.
But a lot, majority of people will go drop this off at so and so, call me when it's done, and they have no idea what was done.
Exactly. Yeah.
They have no idea what they have or what was done. Yep. But when you actually do it yourself, which is right up my alley, you know every square inch of not only from the bottom of the tires to the top of the moonroof. Yeah. You know every square inch of the car.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's significant. Yeah. That's a big deal. And not only that, but this is not your average LS motor. That's not your average rear end. This is not your average molded frame. So man, I'm really digging this. This is a really nice piece.
It took a lot of fitting, a lot of headaches, man, a lot of trial and error.
Sure.
When I put this engine in this car, it's already been in there for, I don't know, a year and a half. There was no information on how to put an LT engine on an X-frame.
Right.
I had to buy 2 set of headers just to make sure they fit. So I ended up with these headers because, like I said, there's no information on how to put an LT engine on an X-frame.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all trial and error, fitment, and you know, just days of work and headaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you want to do to it?
What's
left? Is there anything else you want to do that you're not happy with, that you want to redo, or?
I'm probably gonna make it fly. Nah.
That's why it's a rocket. That's why it's a rocket. But
just the front accessories. I'm probably gonna chrome plate the case on the alternator.
okay.
And then I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do for the intake. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna run that yet.
Okay.
So
All right.
this is not gonna be like that. I'm gonna have something running somewhere.
You got dual electric fans.
Dual electric fans.
All that.
I got all the harness. I have the whole wire harness for the engine. Everything to make it run pretty much.
All right.
So
we're at about 30 minutes, so we're gonna wrap it up. But I just want to document all this, man. That you built this yourself.
Yeah.
This is something to be proud of for sure, man. And I'm digging it. I'm digging it a lot. I'm glad that it's here.
Yeah.
It brings my property value up. But
I don't know about that.
well, it depends on what neighborhood you live in.
Yeah.
But just want to put this on video here, give away some secrets for guys that are, you know, maybe getting new to this, or maybe they've been lowriding, you know, for decades, you know, or 20 years like myself, that have never actually gotten to a level like this with their car, but they want it, but they don't know what to do or what direction to go. So just wanted to put this on video for you guys out there, and y'all stay tuned. We're going to be painting this thing here within the next week, painting the body, the shell, and setting it on this frame. So y'all stay tuned, and thanks for watching.